All right, guys. Sorry about this weird angle. I'm actually filming this on Nextbeat. Tyler and Sophia Nygrid. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. Highly doubt she's watching. Anyways, they created, I think, Nextbeat or promote Nextbeat. But I really, really like it. I've kind of gotten more into it than YouTube. But I really enjoy watching YouTube. I'm into YouTube. This might go on YouTube. I'm not sure yet. But what do we have here? I don't know who's watched what. It's kind of hard to tell. But I think I kind of referenced that I had ordered from Thrive, which I did. Oh, this is my address. I'm pretty sure you can't see it. So I ordered from Thrive, and I watched this girl called Supreme Banana on YouTube. I really love her. And she did like a mukbang where she kind of tested, she's vegan, so she eats vegan food. I'm not vegan, but I have been trying. The one thing is I can't find good vegan cheese. I actually just recently found these guys, who are really good. I can't wait to order from them. The cheese was good. So we're getting places, I guess. But her boyfriend came in the room while she was doing this mukbang, and she had like a boxed mac and cheese, vegan, and she had a homemade. This is not the box she had. And he was just eating away at the one she made. He said it tastes good, and he's not vegan. He doesn't like vegan stuff. I can kind of tell from the videos. Obviously I don't know them personally. So I was like, you know what? I love cheese. That's one of the things I wish I could replace. Because cheese isn't really that good for you anyways. So I was like, if he likes it, I got this. So I want to do a video showing how to make this. She kind of did a little video showing how to make it, but I want to show like the inexperienced version, which is hilarious because Supreme Banana jokes that she's not good at cooking. So she's not. So I feel like I'm fully capable of doing this then. And on top of that, it'll be a nice like tutorial kind of like a thing, and then hopefully we'll just try out the kind. So I'm pinning it again. She did like a white cheddar mac and cheese box. I think it's only fair to do the cheddar version against the fake cheddar version you're making. This is also vegan, so I'm pinning a boxed vegan versus a homemade vegan mac and cheese. So that's the goal here. Yes, I still look like trash. I feel like I always look like trash when I do these videos, probably because when I'm chilling and have time to do these is when I look like trash. So I just wanted to say I got a lot of stuff from Thrive. I'll cover this. This is really from Thrive. I saved $50.72. I not only got this box and all the stuff to make it, I also got nice glass salt and pepper shakers. I got a bunch of other stuff. So I used her like code thing and I did that. So I honestly think it's worth a try. So anyways, if you're gonna watch the original video, that's cool. Maybe I should find the link or something. Isn't that appropriate? I'm only referencing the video, but I'll try to find the video to like paste it in one of the comments or something, so somebody who's curious can actually watch it. Because I feel like that's like rude not to do that. So let's get started. Okay, so I didn't realize you have to save the videos like as you do them, or else you can't save them again, I guess, on Nextbeat. So I have the first video for my Nextbeat. I don't have the other ones, but here's what happened. I'll do a summary. So Supreme Banana is right here. She is my inspo. Shout out to her. I'm gonna put her link, even though I know like nobody's gonna watch this video. If this happens to get to Supreme Banana somehow, which I'll be so excited about. I first of all just want to say this is all out of pure like, I'm not trying to like make a spoof. Like, I really genuinely want to know about that recipe. I really genuinely ordered from Thrive, from off of your thing. I really genuinely have been inspired. Like, I'm gonna try to be getting this vegan cheese soon. Like, you've inspired me to even, you know, when I go to places with friends, like, try the vegan option when I saw that you found vegan options. And I remember back in the day when, you know, you were doing vegan version of like Shane Dawson's like food videos. Like, I'm just saying, I'm an OG watcher, and I just really, I'm just really excited about your new stuff. I love it. And I love the mukbangs, and I just want to tell you that you've touched tons of people besides me. But anyways, I'm going to try your experiment. I've already explained in like the little intro thing. I just wanted to do that brief thing, kind of giving her all the credit for this entire thing. I'm obviously not doing this very good. I'm obviously not a professional, so sorry. I feel like YouTube is just so full of like people who really know what they're doing things, where when I started watching it forever ago, it was a bunch of people who didn't know what they were doing things. So anyways, the cashews. Girl, in supreme fashion, I found a way to not soak your cashews for 3 hours, because, girl, I ain't got time for that, okay? I'm a busy woman. I don't got time to be like, oh, I'm going to make mac and cheese tomorrow. Let me soak my cashews. No, I don't have time for that. So I supremed it. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but I found on the interwebs. Ooh, you can start to see it. So basically it says that you can, instead of soaking them for hours and hours, basically you can kind of put them in really, really hot water. Not boiling, because I think that softens them too much, but just like really hot water. So you bring the water to a boil, you let it kind of come back down from a boil, and you put them in there. I'm kind of doing it for 15 minutes. So hopefully they come out good. So while I'm doing that, I'm also making the boxed version that's going to compete against my homemade version. I decided to do a cheddar on cheddar competition. I just thought it was fair, and I do love Annie's white cheddar, which I mentioned, but I think this will be a pretty fair competition. So yeah, I haven't even, those have to finish, and I gotta get some pasta and some water. Wish me luck, because I'm not a good cook, but if Supreme Banana can do it, I can do it. All right, so I don't know what to tell you. Basically, I don't even know how I made this recipe. I followed her recipe, kind of. But for all of you who did not have faith in me, it might look messy, but I made cheese. I made cheese. And it looks whiter in this video than it is in real life. It's actually quite yellow. It is a little chunky because I don't have like a fancy blender, so it's so good. Oh my god, it's so freaking good. So I don't have a fancy blender. That's all I got. So sorry guys. So I made a giant mess, and I have tons. I definitely should have just listened to her directions. I have so many more extra cashews, so I can definitely make a whole nother round, possibly tomorrow. But this is the aftermath. You use some garlic, lemon, Dijon mustard, paprika, turmeric, onion powder, pepper, and water and nutritional yeast. And that's really it, besides the soaked cashews. So this is actually almost done. But this mac and cheese is ready to be made. So I'm very excited. And I ended up making way more than I thought I was going to make. What? So I'm very nervous about that. So let's do this. Oh, I don't know how to do this with one hand. I'll be back. All right. You can see how professional I am. I put my finger right on the camera. Where's the bag? Oh, I buried it. We got the bag. We got the mix. So I'm going to try to use only half this mix, because I only use half the box, even though... Doesn't that look like a lot of mac and cheese to you guys? It smells like cheese right away. Looks like cheese, smells like cheese. I'm gonna reread if this box is vegan. It's creeping me out. All right. Sprinkling. I'm just not quite sure how much is half, you know? Oh, too hard to do without both my hands. I'll be back. Guys, we got mac and cheese box out. Don't ask how I got 2 spoons. That's a long story. It's mac and cheese, guys. So, in a classic mom fashion, my mom used to put a little dab of milk. So, I'm going to put a little dab of almond butter. Almond butter. Almond milk. Just a little. Just give it some moisture. All right, I'm going to get this into the bowl and then on to the next. That one's done boiling. Woo, woo. All right, guys, there are a few things I have to say, guys. You don't need as many cashews as I did. And you definitely don't need as much cheese as I made. So, crap. Another thing I want to say is this looks like mac and cheese. Like, this looks like Kraft mac and cheese. Like, I'm freaked out right now. I'm so excited to try this. I thought this was going to be a dupe. And I thought I was going to make less of this and more of the other kind, when I think I actually did the opposite. So, I couldn't do it with 2 hands, so I've already poured the cheese in here. And it does look amazing. Like, really good. It just looks really creamy. Now, obviously my consistency is off. I obviously wish I had a better blender. But that's fine. I'm going to still do my mom's trick of a dash of milk. Oh, I can't stir this with one hand. I'll be back. All right, guys. I've done it. I've made the 2 mac and cheeses. I just have to say, right here, right now, that this is vegan. I double checked. It looks exactly like Kraft macaroni and cheese. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. And let me just tell you, right here, right now, this is what it looks like. Look at that. If you were at a barbecue and this was here, you would think you were eating Kraft mac and cheese. Facts. Facts. So let's see about taste. That's Kraft mac and cheese. I mean, I know this box says Annie's, but they be lying to us. Good job, Annie's. You know what? In the real mac and cheese world, so in real cheese land, I'm a big proponent of Annie's. I've always loved the Annie's white cheddar ones, etc., etc. So let me tell you, to be able to say that Annie's pulled out an amazing performance, it warms my heart. It warms my heart. It's such a good company too. You know, organic, non-GMO. It says always organic and non-GMO. USDA organic, 100% vegan. I mean, even their box, 100% recycled. I mean, I can't even believe it. And they worked to enhance our tiny piece of earth, and that's a beautiful thing. So precious. I can't even live my life. My cat's just thinking I'm weird. This is delicious. If you had a kid who you were like, if you had a kid and they were vegan and they were having friends over, I would feed them all this mac and cheese and tell them it's mac and cheese, and I think they would know absolutely no difference. I think the only way you would be able to tell that this is not Kraft mac and cheese would be for you to sit down with real Kraft mac and cheese, because if you were to eat them side by side, I think you would be able to tell, because I just think cheese has this like zing to it, it's like flavor zing to it, that you're just not going to be able to replicate. But I did think about adding some nutritional yeast into this, but I wanted to keep it authentic to make this more like cheesy. And you could totally do that. But I think if you gave kids this, they would think that they were eating mac and cheese, like an American staple. Darn, if you fed kids this with a Beyond Burger, they wouldn't even know they were in a vegan house. Like, I'm not even kidding. So, I wanted to hate it. I came in thinking I was going to hate. That's what I came in doing. And I'm leaving a fan. I'm leaving a fan. I was so excited about hating on something. I can't even. It's absolutely delicious. Moving on. Took one last bite of it. My mac and cheese. Very good stuff. The only thing I want to say is that's like orange, which I trust Annie's, but I don't know how they make that crap look orange. Mine's like a more of a yellow flavor. Color. Duh. And like I said, my blender just wasn't good. Like, it's a crappy, like, Walmart, like, I forget why I bought it. I don't even really need it, but I have a bullet blender. And I knew that was not going to do the trick because it doesn't even chop up my berries fine enough sometimes. So, I do want to say, if I had a really good blender and I could get this creamier, I think it would be a nice creamy, like the texture would be on point. So I think the only thing lacking in this so far is the texture. So. So, this is not trying to mimic. I made my own fake cheese. So, this is clearly trying to mimic a brand. Like, I'm not trying to call out Annie's, but like, they're mimicking a boxed mac and cheese brand. You can't really erase that, like, memory from your mind. Like, I remember being a kid eating Kraft mac and cheese. We were, like, crazy, like, American, like, barbecues all the time. So, I remember eating this. Well, the version of it. So, for having it being so reminiscent to, like, actual mac and cheese, I'm just very impressed. However, I do have to say, as far as what I'd want to eat goes, I would want to eat this one. I think because it's homemade, it just has, like, I think anything homemade, it's just going to have a better flavor profile. So, like, this is, compared to this, bland. Like, if that makes any sense. So, in here, there's the cashews, obviously, but then there's the nutritional yeast, giving it that cheesy flavor. It also has some garlic and onion, but then some turmeric and paprika to spice it up with, obviously, some pepper. And I also added salt and pepper on top of it. I think it's great. I think that if I had gone fully vegan and I was craving mac and cheese, that this would be absolutely perfect. Like, this would be fantastic. I think that I wish I had a better blender as far as consistency goes, because lacking on the consistency front. I don't care about consistency, so it's like, whatever. It's for me. But yeah, and I thought the shells I bought were bigger. Like, these shells are so tiny. I'm trying to single out a shell. One shell. Like, the shells are just so tiny. Like, this is even 2 shells. And they're so tiny. I thought I bought medium-sized shells. That's an own personal problem. But yeah, I would say that I'm starting to realize that cheese is not that big of a deal. You can definitely replicate it. You're never going to get, like, when my dad used to make his mac and cheese, I don't even want to know what's in it, but it's like he literally goes and buys, like, blocks of cheese and, like, melts it and puts, like, milk and even more in it, does the pasta, puts the cheese into the pasta, and then he bakes it with like Ritz crackers on top. It's like super American, like a mac and cheese casserole, and that's like our homemade mac and cheese versus like the box. Obviously, I have nostalgia to that, and I didn't make this like a casserole, but I might try that. It's actually a good freaking idea. Imagine with some baked Ritz crackers on top of this. I'm dying. So I would say that I'm sitting here tasting it. No, it's not exactly like cheese, but it's good enough. Like, it's, the problem I've had with vegan like cheese in the past is it actually is disgusting. Like, I can't eat it. Like, I can't even eat it. So to have this, like, this is really great. Like, really, really great. I'm not kidding. I'm really enjoying it. Like, to have this, and like, I just thought of that casserole idea, like my dad used to make it, like, genius. Like, that would be so good. So I would say I would probably pick this version, and I'd probably make it in a casserole with vegan Ritz crackers, which I do think exists. So I think I'm going to try that. Obviously, I'm not going to do a bunch of like cooking videos, but I think that would be how I'd prefer to eat mac and cheese. But I will say, another hard thing about being vegan is like functions, and even like trying to transition like even a little into like vegetarianism. My family has given me like crap for. Friends not so much. When I brought Beyond Burgers to my friend's cookout, she made them on the grill for me, and she was like, wow, these look so good. People were asking if they could try a bite, and because even though I was hungry, I was like, yeah, try a bite, like, to a bunch of people, so that they could try some. So I think that that's cool. I would say it'd be so cool to bring like a Beyond Burger and like your own mac and cheese to like a barbecue. And be like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to have potato salad. I'm going to have my mac and cheese and, like, my thing. And when they're like, what the heck? I'm like, oh, it's because it's vegan. They'll be like, really? Because it doesn't look vegan. Because look at this. So I think the shock factor of this one is just, like, unbelievable. And I'm just happy to know with this one that, like, I could make my own mac and cheese that I would actually enjoy for myself. When I was like, if I were to transition, or it sounds so funny when I keep saying transition. I don't know why I'm using that word, but if I were to slowly like adapt the lifestyle, I'm just saying a fear is always like you're gonna miss the things that you remember and you grew up with and that you love. So this is a good like versions of both. I've eaten too much pasta at this point, but my experiment, I believe, went well. Thank you to all who watched, and Supreme Banana for this amazing idea. I am still mad. I wanted to hate on the box. But Annie's, you've done us good. You really have, so I can't hate on you. And I'm a little proud of myself that I've accomplished making my own mac and cheese. It was hard. The kitchen is a mess that I'm about to clean. But success was had, guys. Success. Success right here. And I can eat it. So I'm very excited. Thanks, guys. Ugh.